Yes. The classic dystopian future rebellion against overpowered governments starring sexy teenagers where everyone's videos on the subject is just flooded with people who have read the books just telling them the stuff that happened in the books that the movies left out. Save your breath, people. I've read the Hunger Games books. Although I didn't know this prequel book existed until after the movie was announced, so no, I haven't read it. Meh, sue me. What's going on, guys? It's your BFF Snowy Oreo 63 here, right now. And I got to see The Hunger Games, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes a few days ago. Don't let the intro fool you. I actually really like The Hunger Games quite a bit. You could even say it's practically a guilty pleasure with how much I'm obsessed with both the books and movies. Or I should say, was obsessed. These books were popular back when I was in middle school, and since then, my fascination died a little. I gave up on the archery that Katniss Everdeen encouraged me to do. I put away the books and moved on. But now we have a prequel. Was it any good? Did it reignite the flame inside me, yearning for more stories from Panem? Well, no, but it was still a good movie. Taking place during the events of the 10th Hunger Games, this movie is split into 3 very distinct parts, which I enjoy a ton of. It's the same director behind each part, but all of them, especially the third one, feel so distinct and stylistically different. I really enjoyed the way the tone and emotions changed as each beat of the story progressed. I can't get too much farther without discussing the elephant in the room. Yeah, for some reason, everyone hates the actress who plays Lucy Gray. For some reason, I also can't figure out why. She's caught up in some controversy. I believe it's tied to her upcoming role as Snow White in the Disney remake, but everyone dislikes her. But when I ask why they dislike her, they never give me an answer. So while I can't comment on her as a person or the controversy, I do want to talk about her acting. It's great. She did really well in this movie, and her singing voice was beautiful and stunning. She somehow managed to show her hope for the future, anger towards the Capitol, and the slightly insane side of this character just from her vocal performance alone. The other actors did pretty well, but the one I wasn't especially into was Viola Davis as Dr. Gall. Don't get me wrong, she acted very well. My issue is that her character was written so over the top diabolically evil that it makes everyone who supports her look like a complete one-sided monster, which I don't think was the intention. Dr. Gall has an outlandish design that looks like something a Saturday morning cartoon character would have to fight, and her long pauses, evil villain laughs, and sinister monologues are just the definition of cheese. I know the intention of this movie was to show the backstory of President Snow from the original trilogy of books, and attempt to humanize him yet also show why he's the way he is. Show that he's not some cookie-cutter villain character. But this Dr. Gall is made in such a silly mold that it makes it impossible to believe the humanness of anyone who sides with her at any time. Okay, rant over. More of the good stuff. This movie had a lot more touching moments than I was expecting. While we didn't get to see much of the other tributes, small things about them or the people that they worked with made it all very touching and hard to see each one go, no matter what they did in the arena. There were a few moments that felt a little cheesy or a bit too on the nose, but there were also some quiet and legit sad moments in here. The death of one character in particular really hit me, and it's probably not the one you'd expect. I do think that the circumstances surrounding the games made it a bit silly that the Capitol even won the war in the first place. They're so dumb with their decisions, like putting the players in a human zoo for people to poke at and then they get shocked when something goes wrong. How the players don't even get to change their clothes since the reaping. It all feels very basic, which I guess was the point, but how could these insane people not realize that they suck at hosting a game, which is something we are supposed to know is very important? It just made the characters feel pretty stupid. I won't do any spoilers in this video, but I will say that you shouldn't expect every question to be answered for you in this one. There are a few things that are left up to interpretation or just flat out aren't explained so we can get into the characters' heads. At first, I didn't like that we weren't given clear answers, but after time I realized it made things feel more realistic, which is what I wanted after being subjected to hours of Dr. Gall's villain laughs. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes isn't a perfect movie. It also didn't have enough to get me sucked back into my Hunger Games phase that I went through as a kid. However, this film was still a good time. It's shot well, the colors are striking when they need to be and muted when the mood calls for it. The music is fantastic, the characters are well written, well, most of them, and the story keeps you engaged. I honestly didn't even realize that over 2 hours had passed by the time the credits began to roll. That has to count for something. I'm giving The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 6.5 from 10 Fox Feeds out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a fun comment. I try to respond to as many as I can. With all that said and done, I'll see you in the next one, and remember, may the odds be ever in your favor. Bye!